everyone, this is Ben Kerido coming to you from Jerusalem, Israel, along with my wife, Sarai.
Hi, welcome back to the Let's Go Brandon podcast.
And we are going to give our take on a hot topic right now, the Roe versus Wade Supreme Court leak. I wrote a piece for the Western Journal recently entitled, Biden's Response to Roe versus Wade Could Threaten Any and All of Our Constitutional Rights. And basically, Biden created a commission to examine the idea of packing the Supreme Court, and one of those commission members, Kermit Roosevelt III, recommended the packing of the Supreme Court in order to counter the supposed Republican assault on American democracy and the minority Republican takeover against the American government. In other words, the mentality that he had was Republicans are supposedly playing dirty, so we're entitled to play even dirtier. What is so concerning about it is that the idea of packing the Supreme Court would also make things like challenging election fraud, not just 2020, but all future election fraud in 2022, null and void because the Supreme Court would immediately just turn it down. And to be clear, this was written a few months ago, and he said that the number one factor that would justify packing the Supreme Court would be the possible overturning of Roe versus Wade. So it's interesting that Biden and his Democratic colleagues have been saying months in advance that any type of Supreme Court action against Roe versus Wade would be justification to pack the Supreme Court, which would have massive negative ramifications all the way across the board. Regarding pro-life topics, this is a matter that's very important to my wife, Sarai, and she has some comments as well.
Yeah, it definitely is very important to me. One of the things that I have really been infuriated by lately is the disparity between the reaction of the Biden administration to those protesting outside the Supreme Court justices' houses. If this was any other group of people, if it was Republicans and Trump supporters protesting outside left-wing justices' houses, they would be all up in arms. They would be saying that this is a travesty and it's an assault on democracy and all those good things they like to say about those who disagree with them. But I also think it's very interesting because looking into the federal law, there is actually a statute against protesting outside of justices or judges or jurors or witnesses' houses. It is against federal law to do so, and especially when that comes to influencing a judicial decision. So interestingly enough, these people, if they were anyone else, would more than likely be thrown in jail or fined or both. But since they are pro-abortion liberals, everything's rosy, according to the Biden administration.
Everything is justified because they're supposedly legitimately angry.
Exactly.
Funny how that works. One other quick comment that we're going to make. We've seen some rhetoric from people on the left claiming falsely that Jewish traditional and religious law and customs is pro-choice. That is absolutely patently false. Religious Jewish law says that abortion on demand for convenience, etc., is absolutely not allowed. The only time that abortion is allowed is if the mother's life is at serious risk. An example would be something like ending an ectopic pregnancy. But that means that 99% of all abortions are not allowed according to Jewish law. One of the things I'm seeing on the part of the left is that they're trying to say that everything is so black and white, everything is so zero-sum, that if a person says, I am against 99% of all abortions, like the standard religious Jewish approach, that 1% or 0.5% or whatever makes them pro-choice. That's nonsense.
Anyways, we could talk all day long about this topic, but since this is a podcast mini, we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Coming to you from Jerusalem, Israel, over and out. See you next time. Hey everyone, this is Ben Kerido here to tell you about my brand new book that I wrote with my wife, Sarai, called Let's Go Brandon the Novel. It's a satirical parody in the style of Orwell's 1984, The Babylon Bee, and Fauda. It's both a suspenseful and hilarious portrayal of current affairs in the American, Israeli, and Middle Eastern political arenas and military spheres, and includes some delightfully vicious yet comical mockery of Biden, AOC, and many others. For a limited time, the book is being made available for free or heavily discounted to our readers. Check it out on Amazon or visit our website, itowerpublishing.com. Links in the video description.